visit us at Warrenville, Cunupia. Shiklisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, it's a pleasure being in your company this afternoon, and let's kick it off by welcoming our first sponsor. Our first sponsor is, of course, Tile Expression. And remember, Tile Expression, as I told you before, I'm sorry I did not take a photo of that finished floor. There are these planks looking like wood, but it's not wood. It's a kind of grey finish that I used recently for a 30 by 35 area. And the good thing about it is that it has a rubberized base, so when you're walking, you don't hear no talk, 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 especially you see women with high heel and walking on those things. So if you have an opportunity, take a pass down there and check it out. Actually, you know, Javed from Tile Expression, my family likes his background. I feel I'm going to change it next week, for spite. Without asking permission, I'm going to do it, right? And let us see where it'll go from there. If I'll get buff, or if they go straighten me out, I'll try a thing. Anyway, check them out when you're ready for all your tiles and all your accessories related to tiles, right? So before I continue, I would just like to, Sim, you could just do me a favor. I'm sending it to you now, right? As usual, doing something that, right, here we go. Right, just sent it to you. Let me see here, just bear with me, folks. I'm supposed to be able to get that now. My brain like a strainer right now, and I totally forgot to get this done. Right, good. Right, nearly finished. Sending it now, and that's it. So now we can get back to the program. Right, and now I'll send you the details in the other one. Right, good, there we go. Right, good. So now that that is done, I would like to thank everyone. I was blown away. I was stupefied when I saw, we planned that event at Baraka Grounds to start around 10:11. And to tell you the honest truth, when was our 11:30, I became a bit concerned. I said, well, wait now, boy. First event I have been part of and planned together with the rest of us, Patos, Caliph, Ayuka, Moody wife, Sophie, everybody who was there. And what happened? Jawad and the family, yeah, everybody. What happened is that Jawad was absent for 2 years, present for 1. So we go count him in next time. Right? And what happened is that, remember, Jawad and his wife now is the Polari king and queen. Right? But what happened is that at around 11:30, I got a bit worried because I said, well, wait now, boy, this thing like it bust. But when 12:30 reached Breads, the car park was full to capacity. There was no parking room. It was so bad that men parked in front of the entrance and blocked the whole entrance. People were parking on the road. So that family day that we had was it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And I would like to thank all of you who showed up because I never expected something that we planned in 2 weeks to have gone that well. Oh yeah, and Asim, you could take it off the billboard now. I had placed it on the billboard and completely forgot to take it off. Right, so again, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all our sponsors. I want to thank the people at NWT for assisting us. I want to thank our friends at Extra Foods, my brother Ashmi Deshmel. I want to thank our friends at Hand Arnold for assisting us greatly. Literally hundreds and hundreds of bottles of Pedrax were given out. I want to thank our friends at Selfless for providing phones that we gave away. Yes, ring toss, that was a big thing there, boy. Real people tried to win the phones, etc. It was excellent. I would like to thank all our volunteers as well. Okay, good. Right. I would like to thank all our volunteers for the hard work that they put in. Asim for, the management of the whole thing. So again, thank you so much. Well done, well done, well done. Who knows? Maybe it is. We might plan another one soon. Part 2, because part 1 was so good. Moody enjoyed himself. Right, Moody went on the bucking bull, and after 1 minute, Moody like he was getting heart attack and stroke. Anyway, pleasure being in your company, and don't forget, you can catch us on YouTube as well. And for those of you who are on the go and you want to see Breaking Barriers, you could check out Tigo. Download the Tigo app. And just to let you know, IBN is in Guyana, right? You could get IBN in Guyana on Airlink, right? So for those of you who are in Guyana, Airlink, through Airlink, you could pull through. All right, so let's get things started and see where we go from here now. Let's go. Happy birthday to young Jada, and of course, Jada, wishing you all the best on your 7th, right? On your 7th birthday. All the best to you, Jada, from all of us at here. And Jada, what Jada eating, boy? Right? All the best to you. Is 7th or 9th? I gotta look back through that. Right? So all the best to you, Tanti Jada, from all of us, from the Ishmael family, and of course, your grandfather, especially, and grandma. Tanti, Doggy Daddy, and of course, Zalina, and Nazim. All the best to you. Right, so let's get rolling, guys. Let's rock and roll, and let's start it. This is the Caroni River Bank. And what happened is that my brother-in-law sent me this, Lawrence, in regards to what is taking place. There's some serious deterioration taking place at the Caroni River Bank there. And let me do something here now. Yes, right, okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to call the MP for the area.
Your call has been forwarded to B-Mobile voice messaging center.
Oh, good. Chatting there. I said, let me call the Member of Parliament, but it looked like the Member of Parliament heard I was going to try and call him. Right, so let me call the Minister of Local Government. Right, so I'm going to call the Minister of Local Government now. All you know who is the Minister of Local Government, right? He might not answer because he will see his Wednesday night. Yeah. Okay, never mind that. That gone. So that was out the door. Okay. All right, good. Let me just hail out Ansar, who is always tuned into this program. Men dressed in police, I now got this while I was looking through. Men dressed in police uniform should be behind police in Diego Martin. High-speed chase, Victoria Keys. Right, so, okay, good. So, a man was just shot in Marabella Main Road. Right, so as we speak, things happening. Right, from Bazaar. We have a video from Bazaar. Oh, okay, yeah, let me see a piece of that now. Let me see a piece of that now. Right, so, what is that? That is the video I have? But what the jail? Out of everything, for this whole bazaar. No wonder you was standing up with your tall lenge self-recording. That come from my SIM phone. I could have shown you that. Right? When he say, yeah, don't worry. I have clips too, don't worry. My clips go show up later on Facebook. Right? So anyway, let's go to the important stuff now. That was not so important. Right. Police said a woman narrowly escaped serious injury after gunmen opened fire during a football match on Sunday night in Makoya. Now, this is where this thing gets interesting. The incident took place at about 9:25 p.m. And this is early in the night. You're talking about 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're talking about 3 o'clock, right? This is late evening. With men that be playing football all kind of 10, 11 o'clock at the various parks. Let's go again. Right? 2 men, one armed with a rifle and one armed with a handgun, reportedly approached a group of persons who were observing a football match and fired their weapons. Police were told the suspects appeared to be shooting haphazardly with no real target. All you listening to that? So they went with the intention of not killing one person, but just having mass casualty. You know, it's like kicks for them then. Here what happened, boy? Let me go and practice a little bit. Because it's looking like they're now starting to learn to use gun. Because what happened is that only one person was grazed. Thank God. Let's go again, guys. However, a 25-year-old woman suffered a minor graze to her left temple. That is what you call God on your side. Because to get grazed by that bullet, just about an inch away, less than an inch away, that could have spelled death. Or if that had hit her skull, but that would have bust her skull wide open. You know, so some people, if they are praying, well, they better start praying now. Let's go again, guys. Right? Police said a nearby vehicle was also incurred damages to the back windscreen. The suspects, I don't hear the hardest, The suspects fled the scene on foot. Only in Trinidad, a man with a rifle and a man with a gun could run away from a crime scene on foot and can't get caught. Let me just welcome Neil Schultz to the segment. And remember, for all your BMW, Volvo, Maserati, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz parts, remember you could check them out for genuine parts and replacement as well. They are located right in Aruca. And if your vehicle was bought from the European segment, where the places like where you get things like Volkswagen and all those things, check them out, give them a call, and they will fix you up. Of course, for those of you who have your Range Rover, and you know Land Rover is a brand, one is at that. And boy, rubbish is the same thing, yes. Believe me, I experience, so I know. One is that is like driving a rubbish truck. All right, so anyway, let's go. Next. All right, you can move on to the next slide. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul has come under heavy scrutiny, and I'm sure all of us sitting down here did not know this, right? For the way they handled millions of dollars allocated by the government to manage the center for the socially displaced persons at Riverside Plaza Car Park. All you know, Riverside Car Park, where we had carried food and fed people and already, we had done that. Half of that is being used for socially displaced persons. Now, what all you didn't know is the second part. Check this out. A 136-page Joint Select Committee 2022 report on human rights, equality and diversity, chaired by Dr. Nyan Gadsby-Dolly, revealed a lack of financial accountability and systemic deficiencies. It showed that the St. Vincent de Paul, a lay Catholic organization involved in the charitable work, had not been compliant with the provision of accurate and timely reports to the ministry, which paid a subvention of close to $15 million in 5 years. $3 million a year to feed those people. So my question is, and take care of them, how come people like myself and other people needed to go down there and carry dinner and sometimes carry lunch? And this is what I'm saying, you know. Sometimes the money does go to the wrong people. All you can imagine, if they give me $3 million, but I ain't only feeding them in Port of Spain. I feeding them in South, and I feeding some in Shoguanas too, and on the east side as well. But of course, people like me, we wouldn't get that. That is because Muslim now, we terrorists, and we got to take that money and buy bomb and gun and all kind of thing, because, you know, that is what, you know, some Muslims does do. So we get the label. You know what I got to tell you? Such is life, right? We are accustomed with it. Let's go again, guys. Miss World TNT winner to get $500,000 in cash and prizes. Now, this is being sponsored by private individuals, huh? Right? Not government. I want to, Westby's is giving $100,000. You know, if I remember clearly, I cannot remember any of the charitable drives that we have done, and we received a hamper from Westby's. I cannot remember that. I cannot remember the 42,000 hampers we did at Baraka Grounds, and Westby's came and said, here boy, hold a check for $5,000 or $10,000. Westby's, all you're free to do what all you want with all your money. Nobody is going to dictate to you what you should do. But I am hurt that there are so many important things in this country. And you know, nobody hates these passions more than me. You know why? Because here what's happening now. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. All you ever see some of these people on Facebook, and you see the woman stand up next to her husband, and the husband is a good-looking fella, and the woman missing 2 teeth and all kind of thing, and he happy with her? The reality of it is that you telling me that your daughter going up for this Miss Universe because all our daughters ugly. We daughters ain't deserve to be the best. And this is the problem in this country and in other countries. You know, we judge people like, for example, in Trinidad, we had Miss Fair and Lovely. So if you're black and ugly, you're dead. You understand? And I fall in that category. Believe me, I overqualified. You understand? Imagine Miss Fair and Lovely. Well, if that is not discriminatory, I don't know what is. And we're going to spend $100,000 promoting what? And God knows if the girl go come last, if she go come whatever at the end of the day. Anyway, that is all your money. All you're free to spend it as all you want, fix up. But it will be nice when we having like hamper joy running and feeding the poor. Is a supermarket all you're running. Chop a little something to help the poor now and balance it out a little bit now. It does look nice at least. And we got advertise all here as well. All right? So let's welcome Gate Automation Company Limited. They're the agents for Tau and of course Runner. And of course I use the Tau brand, and I can tell you I've been using that for 3 years now. Not one single problem. And plus, you know, they could fix you up with the with those gate security systems as well. Maybe some of that was installed by Wildflower Park. You know, you can never tell. Right? You could give them a call, 290-2311. Let's go to our slides again. Tobago ranks #1, and maybe it is because the PNM no longer is in control. The experts have spoken in a ranking of action-packed Caribbean island. Action-packed. They write about Trinidad because we have action-packed with crime. By National Geographic, the original travel influencer, Tropical Tobago proudly takes the top spot. It's an amazing recognition to bestow on a pleasantly under-the-radar island in the far reaches of the Caribbean, just off the tip of Latin America, although small, stretching 40 kilometers in one direction, blah, 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 blah. Notice they mentioned nothing in that about Trinidad, their sister of Trinidad. Otherwise, that would have blighted the whole story. And look, Keith Rowley boasting, they gave Tobago the top spot. They gave Tobago the top spot because you no longer, and the PNM no longer controlling there, because Tobago could actually grow and breed now. So hard luck, you shouldn't be boasting about anything. You should be studying when Trinidad get top spot. But wait, Trinidad does have top spot. We have the biggest set of top copper thief in Latin America. We have the biggest set of criminals, bandits, drug lords, gun runners in the Caribbean. We have number one for that, right? We have number one for the worst politicians in parliament, and on both sides, not only one side. We have the number one spot for wastage and for supporting crooked contractors who pay back bribes at election times. And I could go on and on and on and on, but we leave that right there. Let's go on to the other slide. Talking about copper, right? This is one that many of you may have bypassed. The illegal copper and metal export trade in Trinidad and Tobago is a multi-million-dollar business, and this was in The Guardian, that is part of an international crime operation with links to Venezuela and China. Criminologist Darius Figueroa, who has a vast network of local and Latin American crime sources, as well as sources close to the trade, revealed that the local trade is driven by crime bosses in Trinidad and Tobago. All of the eyebrow going up, they didn't know this was in the papers. One of the prominent bosses of the trade is a notorious criminal figure that was recently released from jail on a murder charge and has the final say in most of the illegal transactions, one underworld source revealed. This thriving criminal enterprise has caused state utility companies dearly in the last 2 years, with losses estimated at $25 million. Those involved in illegal trade include local and Venezuelan gangs, the Chinese mafia, and well-sourced businesses that are exporting the illegally produced product mainly to China. The reality on the ground is when they come to cut copper and go with it, they come armed, you know. And when they cut in your TSCT cable and you come outside, they tell you, we will put shots on you, you know. Go back inside. They don't care about a ban because the fact that you have to ban shows customs has collapsed. Customs and excise were near dead when the People's Partnership was in government and when they were done with it. And then the next side, the PNM moved in. Customs and excise is now dead and rotten. Now, this is some serious statements being made here. And of course, I said it before, that when you look at what was taking place and how it is interestingly strange that the police service refused to search many of these places, that alone could tell you many of the police at the top were protecting their interests. Many of the police were guarding their partners, and this is why what took place, right? They did absolutely nothing. And this is why when you call KISS Baking Company at a certain number, they are not answering, because even KISS lines and other companies have gone down. But when I spoke about this as interfering with the communication infrastructure, I was laughed at. There were people in the police service that saying, boy, they don't use copper line anymore. But the reality of it is that many businesses that depend on PBX systems, etc., still use copper lines. So therefore, who is laughing now? Let's go again, guys. All you remember this? The $1 million business of crime. And let's zoom into the top left. This was by Mark Bassant. And this was approximately 1,117 days ago. So that is over 3 years ago, right? Let's say about 2019. Close to 40 prominent businessmen from South, Central, and East Trinidad who are linked to the major drug and human traffickers, gun runners, gang leaders, and murderers fueling the multi-million-dollar criminal enterprise in this country have been named in a police report. So in a police report, 40 gun runners, drug men, prostitution ringleaders were named. These businessmen who are being protected by some members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service on their payroll are among 100 people of interest identified in a 2019 police intelligence report obtained by Guardian Media. The newspaper has withheld the names in the report due to the sensitivity of this matter. So come back to me, guys. What is interesting is that since 2019 that report was laid, how many arrests were made? since then? What is taking place? What can Jacob tell us that is the latest for that now? All the findings that was in that report. And you're talking about 40 businessmen. Eh? You're not talking about one or two. You're talking about 40 scattered between Central and South. But you're not hearing anything about that report. That report will go on somebody's desk and it will just die, like most everything else. Let's go back to our slides again. Right? These businessmen have formed symbiotic relationships with the underworld to rake in millions and are contributing to the rising homicides and increased lawlessness now pervading the country. Right? The eye-opening report identified people who have registered businesses which they are using as fronts to run lucrative human trafficking and prostitution rings. Say what? Is not the minister's children involved? Is not the minister's daughters being prostituted? It's not anybody else being shot in the minister's family. So why they should care? Why they should be of concern? Again, it's the idiots at the ground, people like yourself and myself, who are being targeted. But say what? Such is life. Let's go again, guys. I saw this article. I'm a liver hot man. Imagine Porsche is saying that interest in their cars is now high, right? The sales of their cars have increased. But what is even worse is that not only Porsche is boasting about this now, Volvo is also boasting about the same thing. And in our next article, Volvo stated that their sales have increased by 80%. 80%. Now, interestingly, I want you who own a Volvo to call the company and ask for certain parts and find out if those parts are in stock. But not only that, you see, this is where we are at in Trinidad. Nobody is saying that they're getting their foreign exchange illegally. Nobody will say that because they're going through the banking system. They have businesses that earn foreign exchange. So therefore, they could well be earning their foreign exchange. I don't know where the owner of Lifestyle in terms of if he has any business that earn foreign exchange. So the banks are treating him well. But the question is, people like myself who trying to bring down one RAV4 for our customer can't even get a stinking few $1,000. We are the beg. The Chinese, on the other hand, every single supermarket in Trinidad full to capacity, millions of dollars in goods coming down every single week. Where is the foreign exchange coming from? Where? And then people like me had a call Republic Bank and he had to suck salt to get a few $1,000. And as I mentioned last week, the last time I get US from Republic Bank was 3 months ago and it was about 5,000 US. So imagine a business surviving on 5,000 US every 3 months. What type of business you could run? What type of business you could run on $5,000 every 3 months? And this is what I tell you, in this country, it is rampant when it comes to discrimination with foreign exchange distribution, and it continues. But you see, the stupid ones on the ground, like me and you and other small businessmen, we under pressure because here what happening. It have businessmen in this country could go into a bank and deposit $1 million US without questions. Look the other day, and I made this public knowledge, the TTPS owed us money, and we received a check. And imagine to deposit that check, we need to provide invoices. Imagine that. Legitimate organization like the TTPS, government controlled, and we need to provide proof and all that drama because some stupidity who is a teller in FCB in Tanapuna decided that here what happening, she going and play stupid. So the reality of it is that what some have to go through, others don't. Right? I remember going to the bank to deposit $50,000 TT source of funds. Where get the money from? And this is how it is. But there are people in this country, because of their color, because of the grouping that they belong to, they could deposit $100 million and the bank don't even blink a blasted eye. There are people in this country bringing down hundreds of millions of dollars in vehicles. The bank say that they're not giving them the foreign exchange. The bank know that they are buying the foreign exchange on the black market. Maybe there's some drug lords and gun lords. God only knows. We don't know. But the bank just take the funds and do what they have to do with the funds. The bank don't ask no questions. This is where we're at in this country. This country has fallen flat. The legitimate businesses, the small and medium size, have to froth at the mouth to survive. But the big ones, the big fish, they could continue to expand. They could continue to go out and start up 100 different businesses. But because of their color, because of their grouping, but because who is their friends in the bank, they get an unlimited foreign exchange. While people like myself and yourself have to starve. And we sit on our asses and we take it. We say nothing and we do nothing. Such is life. Let me just welcome Automax. And of course, Automax, every single week you see different products from Automax. And this is their super concentrated car wash. And for those people who have their car wash and looking for a good product, give them a call. And it's available at Ali's Motor Spares and Hardware Supplies. And remember, you could buy bulk. You could buy wholesale. And this is something that you could sell in your shop. For those of you, like I said before, who have your car wash, it is something that you could purchase and it would cost you a lot less than the other products outside there. All right? So give them a call. Let's go again, guys. I want you to take a look at this. Right? Take a look at this. Former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has called on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to tell the country who is the government minister who sought to get him to fast-track approval for firearms for the minister to be able to kill pigs. Are you listening to that? A minister. I want to know who is a minister and why did you want to shoot pig on them for? I don't eat pig, but that is the way you're going down. But wait, there's a reason why there are 5 photos of Gary there. Let's run through those photos, one by one. Let me zoom in to the left. Gary as commissioner. Gary looking haggard. He looking tired. He looking beat up. Second photo. Gary looking haggard. He looking tired. He looking beat up. Next photo. Gary eyes swell up like 2 Jep stingy eye. And you could see Gary looking tired, haggard, and beat up. Next photo. Even though Gary looks confused and wondering why it is so much people in government stupid, Gary looks haggard, tired, and fed up. Now look at Gary Griffith a few months after not being a commissioner. Only realize Gary looking well rested. And the reason I'm showing you this is that watch the face of the commissioner who went through hell to help this country. We have a commissioner, all the makeup on his face don't even leave his face even at the end of the day. He don't even look like he tired. The same way he starts in the morning is the same way he does look in the evening. And the next story here, many of you may have forgotten this. Take a look at this. All you remember this? Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has no intention of slowing down, even as he was admitted to the St. Clair Medical Center for symptoms associated with overwork. Griffith was taken to the private hospital on Sunday after he complained of being in excruciating pain. So imagine that, despite doctors' advice, Griffith said he will not be taking any time off from work to rest and recuperate. I am not affording myself such luxury. While that rest has been recommended, I am unable to do so. So, all you see what's going on, right? All you see here up now, just for kicks. What I see? Just for kicks, I can't give him a buzz.
Your call
What
has
the?
been forwarded.
Chill. Come. Let me see if that is the correct number, boy. Oh, you know what? All the people I want to talk to tonight, boy. Right, here we go. Yeah, that is it. Let me go back to it now. Right, here we go. Try it back. Call forwarded again, yes? Anyway, I'll try and see if I can contact him a bit later. Right, but the reason I'm showing you all this is because I want to deal with this a little bit later on, right? Because there are a few clips from the Prime Minister's, oh, they had that ready for me? Play it. Play it. Go ahead, play that clip.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. So we have seen now that Keith Rowley's hatred for Gary Griffith. He has now made a statement stating that this was the biggest mistake of his life. No, Keith Rowley, the biggest mistake in Trinidad and Tobago's 60 years was selecting you as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and we will ensure that that is changed very soon. Patrick Manning made a comment when he stated that this individual is totally out of control when he does not have his way. That is exactly what is happening now. It gives the impression that I was selected in the hope that I will go after and target political opponents. And this is what it is. So to clarify to the country, first, Keith Rowley, get your facts straight. I got the highest number of points in 2018 when I applied for the position as Commissioner of Police. The Police Service Commission placed me fourth, and you went out of your way. Was it that in the hope that I will have some type of malice against the opposition and target political opponents? No, Keith Rowley. Unlike certain individuals, I do not put politics before what is right for the country. I swore an oath in office and I did what was correct. And it seemed that that was the concern. But when you have a government that will give $42 million, give it to a commissioner and directly tell and order the commissioner that you will use this to target and arrest political opponents, it seemed that that was your concern.
Good. Now, you just heard what the commissioner said, former commissioner said. Imagine 42, the allegation is $42 million. Oh, you know how much pothole I could fix? $42 million was allegedly given to the police service. And the commissioner was told, because this is what the commissioner is saying, right? I'm just quoting him verbatim. He was told to go after political opponents, hoping that the allegation is that Keith Rowley told him to go after political opponents. And this does not have the country in uproar. Now, you could say anything about Gary Griffith, but one thing you cannot say, that he's a liar, because one of the things that he will always be able to do is back up what he's saying. So let us look at this at face value. $42 million allegedly given to go after political opponents. Where did that money come from? Which ministry was that drawn down from? Or what allocation was that taken from? Or was it given at all? And these are some questions that we will ask. But let us continue with the video because it have plenty more questions. But wait, let me just welcome Mitsu Air Limited, agents of Mitsubishi air condition units, 10-year warranty, plus, and that is on parts and labor, and plus all units are in virtual. You can give them a call, 674-4000 and 675-4000. Let's go back to that video.
Opponents, it seemed that that was your concern. That is what you see as a mistake. So let me clarify what Keith Rowley sees as a mistake. Gary Griffith, under my tenure, it was the highest reduction in every violent crime in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. That is your mistake, Keith Rowley. We were at a point August last year, after we had cracked the criminal elements, put fear in criminal elements, that we were going at a homicide rate of 320 per annum before I left in August last year. That is your mistake, Keith Rowley. Now we are going at a murder rate of over 600 murders per annum. It seems that you prefer that. The fact is that when I took over as Commissioner of Police, public trust and confidence was 14%. It moved to 55%, the highest of any arm in the public service. Is that your mistake, Keith Rowley? Now it is probably back down to 14%. Not because of the police service, but because of the hierarchy in the police service that Keith Rowley wanted as acting Commissioner of Police. Is that your mistake, Keith Rowley? The fact is that 89% of the country wanted me to return as Commissioner of Police or had no concern. So the voice of the people being the voice of God is out there. And Keith Rowley had that. Keith Rowley is your mistake. No, Keith Rowley, your mistake is that you wanted and you hoped that Gary Griffith would be a puppet and be able to take directions from a government. I had no intention to do so. So you have disregarded the crime statistics. You have disregarded the public trust and confidence in the police service. You have disregarded what the country wants and who the country wanted as a commissioner of police. Is this a dog whistle, Keith Rowley, that you have sent to the present police service commission in the hope that they will not put me as number one in the merit list because you know it would be political suicide that the person who 89% of the country wanted to return as commissioner of police, the person who would always get the highest number of points in the merit list, the person who was able to lead the police service into a period where it was the highest public trust and confidence, the person that was assisting in ensuring that we had the highest reduction in crime, and that is your mistake, Keith Rowley. And let me further add that his reason and his justification is about firearms. It is the most comical thing I've ever heard. Because, Keith Rowley, you should tell the country who is the very senior government minister that harassed me constantly to provide explosives for a friend in Tobago to get explosives without an OSHA approval. Who was the person who harassed me to get special firearms for himself to kill pigs? Who and his list of all his friends, long and distinguished, harassing me to get firearms fast-tracked for them. People must look in the mirror. But you know what? It's okay when government officials have all of their security to protect themselves, but they want to get their own firearms fast-tracked. But what I was doing was ensuring that law-abiding citizens could get firearms to protect themselves from criminal elements. This government is one. The PNM government has always been one that if it is they don't control you, they will try to destroy you. This government has been spending more time trying to attack me than what they're doing in trying to serve this country. So the audacity of trying to speak about firearms. On 3 occasions, you have specifically handpicked persons, paid them big money, and then tried to get them to write reports that you may like. The country did not buy it, Keith Rowley. You have played your hand and lost. Because every single time you have done this, for 2 years, not one suspect, not one person arrested, nothing done. And now you're coming back with yet another strategy. You have hired 3 police officers who they had 30 years experience in the police service, retired a decade ago, and they were not able to arrest one person for dealing with legal firearms being issued to the public. And now you bring them back, and that is your concern. Your concern is based on a report, based on hearsay rum shop talk. This is Emailgate Part 2. You tried again. It did not work. So the audacity of what you are trying to get the country to believe of legal firearms. I, Gary Griffith, ensured, yes, that legal firearms must be provided to law-abiding citizens to protect them from criminal elements. You, Keith Rowley, and your government have spent more time targeting law-abiding citizens getting legal firearms than criminal elements who have illegal firearms. 100% of all murders committed in this country in the last 3 years have been by illegal firearms. But your concern...
Good. All right, let us leave it there, right? I'm trying to see if I could get on to the former commissioner. I was told that he's abroad. So let me see if I'm lucky to get on to him. Let me just welcome Bill to last to this segment. And of course, you could get your home built, complete, for $495 per square foot. Electrical, cesspit, plumbing, soakaway, security doors, aluminum windows, tiling, everything included, including enclosed garage, right? I'm not answering like any bathroom, right? You could also schedule a viewing of the model home, which is at Highbury Park in Cunupia. But not only that, you could check them out for all your hardware items as well. They carry a full range, plus alu-zinc sheeting, decking at most competitive prices. Built to last. 299-4079. All right, let's go to the other slide, guys. Oh, good. Yes. So well, let's take a little break. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll continue here with Bill Talas. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right on IBN Channel 8. If you need to contact me, there are several ways you could. One, you could reach me on breakingbarriers@gmail.com. That's breakingbarriers@gmail.com. Or you can contact me via my phone, 684-4762. Like I tell everyone who contact me, please let me know the issue before on WhatsApp message, and I would let you know if it is something that I could help with. Land issue, don't even bother to even call me. Don't even bother. My father leave land for my mother, for my sister, and my sister take it and give she husband. You see them kind of thing? I ain't want to hear about that. Right? I ain't want to hear about that. Let me transfer, in the meantime, wait. Let me transfer, get back to Minister. Anybody watching this right now and is in contact with Minister Dinesh Rambali, Okay, he's MP. Yeah, he's out of the country too as well. What DJ? Let me call him. Right, okay, here we go. Okay, thank you so much, Kenwin. Let me see if I can get on to him via WhatsApp. All right, here we go. Call him via WhatsApp. Thank God for WhatsApp. You can imagine if TSTT, if WhatsApp and it wasn't wrong, the price we'd be paying in the days of telco. Remember to go and make overseas call. You used to have to visit the exchange and go in a booth. And then people behind you looking sour because you're taking more than 5 minutes. Boy, and then how about collect calls, boy? Only remember them days for collect calls when you didn't have no money and your family from abroad had to call you collect. And what means that when you pick up the phone, we have so-and-so calling, or worse yet, if they calling from abroad and you had to receive the charges, are you willing to accept the charges? And you have no choice but to say yes. Because if you're children abroad and they have no money, they spend it bad. What you gonna do? Anyway, yeah, before we go into RPM, let me just take a break now. We'll be back right after this.
No more games. You always break the table when you lose. Promise? 4110 Jigsaw. Watch it. Don't you dare. Ronix.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canoopia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Canoopia.
And welcome back, my friends. I just want to run through some messages here that I just received. Men in a black SUV with a swivel on top. Well, you know where's the swivel, right? The gun is like, we call those things that I'm again, well, it's like a gun rack where they use abroad. You know when they're at war, right? There is a swivel on top. Men in a black SUV with a swivel on top, dressed in police uniform, now shoot a police in Diego Martin. A big, it happened by Victoria Keys. Police shooting men dressed in police uniform. They broke the lights by 4 roads heading north. Black Grand Vitara stolen, vehicle recovered abandoned. Also using a white Hilux with blue lights on dashboard presently. This thing getting out of hand now, boy. Let me tell you something. Any police, and I want to make this clear, any police show up by my door with warrant, I'm not opening nothing. And if all you play All you're coming to break down door, do me a favor. Call your mother and tell she that one son is about to dead. Because I am not going to open a door for anybody pretending to be police. I'm going to call the station first. Do you have any officers organizing to be by my house? And I'm instructing my children now, anybody who say that they are police, do not open or blast the door for them. Do not come downstairs if you see a police vehicle in front and they're telling you to come downstairs. Keep your backside upstairs. Right? And this people, imagine, look at where we reach now, where we have fake police. So you have the real police who is criminals, and you have the fake police who is criminals. So where we heading? Where we heading? You don't know if you're coming or going. You in the night going down the road. You're going 10, 15 kilometers over the speed limit. You hear siren, you see blue lights behind you. You don't know if you should pull over because you were speeding. You don't know what is the reason, but here what's happening. Don't pull over. They cannot shoot you for not pulling over. What they go do? They go run you down and you pull up to a public place like a mall or something or a police station and organize yourself. Because this is where we reach. And I'm saying it again. Anybody who come to me and I believe that you are not legitimate police, I will hit you some drop kick in your backside, whether you like it or not. Because this is where we reach. It's either you dead or I dead. Because you can't tell the difference now. You cannot tell the difference. How are you going to tell the difference? They're showing up with fake search warrants. So contact your local station and do the legal thing. But like I said before, if you're a criminal and you want to play stupid, I go play more stupid. So let's welcome RPM to this segment. And of course, remember, if you have not changed courier services as yet, you are wasting time. RPM Couriers is the #1 courier company in Trinidad and Tobago with literally thousands of packages coming in every single week. Yours could be one of them. Contact them at 224-4RPM and sign up for free. Or you could visit their website, rpmexpresscouriers.com. All right, guys. This I was mentioning today during the break that many of the clips from Rowley's PNM meeting that they had online had watermarks on them, and I didn't want to use those videos. And I decided that I would listen to the... boy, I tell you, that was like... it was nauseating to actually hear this man talk, boy. And seriously, you know, I get fed up of the word cabal. I get fed up of the word Kamla. How many times will this man mention Kamla? Get over it now, boy. Kamla no longer in government. Yes, they do their dotishness, but you doing 100 times more dotishness. I could personally say, and this is how I feel, I believe you are the most hated Prime Minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And people that I talk to concur, they agree. The most hated Prime Minister, that is what you will go down as. You had the opportunity to go down as a hero, but you, sir, you are going to go down as a zero. And I believe you might make history. You might even go down worse than George Chambers. And George Chambers was real bad, right? So let's move on to the most upsetting part of my program right now, watching this man on screen. Let's go.
Tonight is my pleasure to welcome to another PNM meeting, Mrs. Joan Yule Williams from San Fernando.
Pause. What is that about? He had fits or something there? What went on today? Where's all the dancing and thing about breads? You're so excited to see Joan Yule Williams? Play back that clip one more time there. Let me see that groove he make there.
Tonight is my pleasure to welcome to another PNM meeting, Mrs. Joan Yule Williams from San Fernando.
What the hell going on there, boy? Let me just welcome our good friends at Extra Care to this segment. And as I proceed, I will be using extra care, because that is one clip out of about 9. So let us move on to the other clip, guys.
Ahead. We gave the commitment that anybody who tunes into a PNM meeting will be edified, you will learn something, and having listened to a PNM meeting, you would know more about your country, about your business, and even about yourself. And tonight was no different.
How am I going to know more about my business? I'm going to know more about Kamala business, because that is all there is bloody talk about. I'm going to learn more about the cabal, which I don't care about right now. I'm going to hear about who sleep with who and who horning who. I don't care about that. That is what I am. And what I hear about the country is a bunch of lies. So what you're saying there is the furthest from the truth. Rowley, let's go again.
Every Sunday night, or is it Sunday morning? When do they meet? When does the cabal meet? Sunday morning. To give the press something to carry on Monday, because Monday is weak news for the media. So the cabal comes out on Sunday morning and they talk whatever comes to their mind first, and that is Monday news and so on. And then Alibaba comes out on Monday virtually, comes out on Monday virtually, and you get to wait for him too. But there's a difference between those meetings and this meeting and PNM meeting.
Alibaba. I wouldn't argue with that. But in your government, right, you have Alibabas as well. Not only that, many of the contractors who you claim were Alibabas now have hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts. And I said it 2 weeks ago, where a contractor's wife was found on the bus route using a black Prado with blue lights and siren. Up to now, your transport commissioner has not touched that. Up to now, your police commissioner has not touched that. Interestingly, that gentleman is also a financer of the present government and the past government as well. But like I said, this is one that we are following, because the reality of it is that here happening, there are people who have that file and going to open up that file very soon, because it's about time where these contractors believe that they are untouchable, that they start getting touched now. Let's go again, guys.
And hope that some will stick, and expect that you will fall for that and believe that in this period of nirvana you are missing out on utopia, and your country is this and your country is that. I tell you one thing, there is no country in the world today that is not facing serious difficulty. None.
Good. You know what concerns me the most there? The sheep. The sheep to the back. Right? We are talking about Rowley sheep. What this man made a statement that no country is not going through difficulty. There is happening in Latin America. You have 3/4 of the countries. So Guyana going through difficulty right now? If Guyana going through difficulty right now, we want the type of difficulty that Guyana have. I don't mind going through that difficulty. Antigua, St. Lucia, I want that type of difficulty. Suriname, we want that. Montserrat, we go take it too. So when you see this man making stupid statements like that, and you have these sheep behind him, watch them again. Watch these sheep, how they're clapping. Stupid statement. False statement. Because here what's happening? Oman, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Thailand, Japan, all these countries right now, things looking up. Things looking up. Canada, right? Even Mexico And he talking about all countries. Because you know what? He have a set of idiots who have never left this country, so they don't know what the hell the shores of any other country looks like. And many of them will stand in the back or in the front. Yeah, boy, Rowley, use the best. You're stupid, but use the best. What I gotta tell you? Go ahead, let's play that clip one more time again.
And hope that some will stick. And expect that you will fall for that. And believe that in this period of nirvana, you are missing out on utopia. And your country is this and your country is that. I tell you one thing. There is no country in the world today that is not facing serious difficulty. None.
Lie. Rubbish and lie. Pause. Here what's happening. I want a full screen of the sheep. Gopi Schoon, the worst Minister of Trade in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Worse. And she does just real lagu-bagu. Let's come back to me, guys. Right, we're getting ready to go again, but first, let me just welcome Rita, right? Of course, Rita have the chia seed drink available now. And if you have not tried it, you should, because it's available at supermarkets nationwide. You have heard of basil seed, which was our #1 seller. Now you have chia seed. And of course, chia seed is available in strawberry, and so it'll be available in all sorts of different flavors. And of course, it's available at supermarkets nationwide. Let's go again, guys.
But how could you tell me that the understanding of that is that change the Minister of National Security and that will change? If that was so, it would have changed under the UNC. They had 5 national security ministers. 6? Well, they call me a liar for one. And of course, when all of that failed, add to that a state of emergency that started off as a local state of emergency. They thought it was a local state of emergency. Turned out it was a national state of emergency.
Run it.
Emergency. And the only thing that happened in that is that they use it to drive through Port of Spain and pick up anybody they saw and say, jail and make the right fig, come and take a taste. And we still paying millions for that, you know. Because
How about all the contracts that was done under the PNM government that had to be done over? All the roads that have been paved under the PNM administration that we are paying to have them done over again. Nobody talking about that. How about nobody talking about the Invaders Bay project, which 99% of this country does not want, but it's going ahead? Why are you not talking about the Tobago terminal in the middle of a pandemic? We don't have money, but we're building a Tobago terminal. And you're sure that is going to be over $1 billion. But yet it is. My friend keeps talking and says nothing. Next video, please.
look at how many of them have issues in front of the court. How many people in this government that I have led for 7 years have done anything in these 7 years to have a policeman talk to them? How many? Zero.
Daryl Smith. What's her name again? McDonald. That was under Patrick Manning, but he selected her as a minister. So she was part of his government. And then it have the other one that deposit cash. Camille Robinson Regis. Right? Which questions were raised, but it was answered somewhat. And I could talk about a few government ministers who are on the take right now. I could talk about it. But what happens is that with me, I don't talk, I just expose it. So in time, let's go again.
Over and above what we accept is something that requires priority attention. And tonight you had a Minister of National Security here standing up and giving you the substance of how we are responding. So nobody could say we are not responding to the criminal threat.
How is he responding? By having Fitzgerald Hines there? How are you responding? You are responding, but the responses are failure. As I'm speaking, messages coming with shootouts all over this country, people dying, and you have no problems talking about all you're sending a message, that all you're doing certain things. It's similar to hiring somebody in your company to run your company, but every day you're seeing losses, your company continues to fall down, but you continue to say that I have the best person. Maybe in your eyes you have the best person because here what happening, your standards are not that high. But having Fitzgerald Hines there is one reason why crime continues to go where it's going. And the second reason is because of the commissioner. And even a blind man could see that. Let's go again, guys.
You have government, you have labor. Tonight I saw a highly qualified expert in a particular area talking about problems when somebody else is in the saddle. And the gist of the discourse that lasts about almost 10 minutes on the television is that everything must work together and everybody must work together, and when everything come together and all of us the same thing, everything will be perfect. Now, where in God's name you expect and know that happening? A lot of it are centrifugal forces pulling things away. What is good for you is not good for you. I mean, we just came out of COVID, people are dying, and
what is good for you may not be good for you. Like Rowley dressed up and his wife dressed up the other day, went to banquet and eating expensive meals. That is not good for you. Security that he has armed to the teeth, that is not good for you. Thousands and tens of thousands in a big salary every month, that is not good enough for you. You are the dog, you are the leech, you're like the mange or the minge as they say. That ain't good for you. It's only good for some people. Millions of dollars in foreign exchange, that only good for some people. Government contracts, that only good for some people. But I keep saying, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And we are seeing this every single day. Let me just welcome Miran to this segment, and I've said it time and time again, that if you want to save money, go for Miran. They literally have dozens of different products under this brand name, and all you have to do is contact them, and they will tell you who is the nearest distributor to you. And if your supermarket does not carry this brand, change your supermarket. Let's go again, guys.
The Minister of Finance yet, but I intend to tell him, in the budget coming up, I'm going to instruct the Ministry of Finance to make a separate and special payment to every member who works in the Ministry of Health. You all don't understand what it means to be in a position of responsibility where death is the outcome. Death is our portion. A virus killing millions of people around the world, and it is your responsibility to make the call, and you buckle down and stay there and say you are going to fight with the people of Trinidad and Tobago in the very room where the virus killing people. The families can't come to them, but health officers in the room there with them and handling them.
He talking about the virus and about being in the same room and the sacrifices that those doctors made. Wasn't he the same one and his government the same one wanted to fire doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers who were not vaccinated? Remind me, wasn't he the same one where they claimed that they got billions of dollars in subvention and aid when they reach a certain amount of deaths? We have a virus that is worse than COVID in this country, and that virus is called the PNM. Because in the years that the PNM have been in government, we have lost more souls than COVID, due to murder. And that is under the PNM administration. So if you want to compare and talk about virus, the worst virus that ever hit Trinidad and Tobago and has ever hit Trinidad and Tobago is the PNM virus. And I make no apologies for that. Because when you look at what this man is saying, we have no money. All the time we have no money. Healthcare workers were like dog. We treat them like dog. During the pandemic, we were not even giving them their PPE. Doctors and nurses calling me to donate, you know what? Masks, to donate gongs, to donate headpieces. The government of Trinidad and Tobago was starving doctors and treating doctors like dog. And now all of a sudden, money come from nowhere. Oil price going up to $500 per barrel now. Money come out from nowhere. And I will explain to you why the money come out now. You will hear that after one or two other clips. Because, you see, this is the disrespect. And this is how stupid some of you people are. The same people in this profession who have been targeted, walked on, trampled on, he's going to pelt some kakada as they do to try and woo all you. And you know what all you have to do? Tell them go to hell. Let's go back to our videos.
So you can make all these demands on the taxpayer to keep your property well valued. The only interest you have is pothole. But I could tell you, yes, this government acknowledges that the roads in this country would have deteriorated considerably. We acknowledge that. You know why? During 2020 and 2021, we spent the money keeping you alive. And there was not sufficient money to spend on road repairs. We made that call. Because as far as we're concerned, spending the money, keeping you alive during the pandemic, because the $13 billion I spoke about was a budget that did not have enough for road maintenance. If we had put $1 billion, it would have been $14 billion. If we had put $2 billion for road repairs, it would have been $15 billion. Because that $13 billion, we were actually borrowing it from the bank to spend it toward you. But now we are in a position to do better, and we are and will do better, focusing on our road improvement now. Only recently, Cabinet approved the formation of a road repair company, specifically in the Ministry of Local Government. That company is being operationalized now. A board has been appointed. The Minister of Finance will make the money available. We are going to mobilize the contractors, small, medium, and whatever, and we are going to go out there and begin to reinstate our roads. Our roads will not remain substandard forever. It was a question of priorities. And in the middle of a pandemic, the priority could not be pothole. The priority had to be life and limb.
You know, the more I listen to this man, and the more I see people clapping and applauding it, I truly believe that we live in a country where we have real stupid people. Let me explain something to you. For those of you whose skulls are so thick and lack, the gray matter inside, budgets are given. And the reason why every year when the budget is presented, you have 5 billion for health, 5 billion for Ministry of Works, 5 billion for local government, 5 million for agriculture. It is because every ministry is allocated a certain budget. The Ministry of Works, we did not see any work being done, not only 2 years ago, Rowley, because what you're talking is rubbish. Since the PNM came into power. So this man is saying, Mr. Sheep himself is saying that our roads, the contractors that they got, and the contractors that did work before, in 2 years' time, all the roads deteriorated throughout Trinidad, including roads that the PNM did. This is to tell you how stupid this man thinks we are. This is to tell you how illiterate he thinks we are. That in 2 years' time, all these roads deteriorate and they didn't have money. But yet it is, we get billions of dollars to deal with COVID. We get free vaccines. We get donations. Who accounted for that? Have you seen a breakdown? Have you seen accountability where that is concerned? But yet it is, he's telling you that they use the money for road repairs. Why didn't he use the money for schools? Because schools were not open. Schools were closed. But pothole repair, the money had to be used for health. The money for the airport, that could not have been used to fix pothole. The Invaders Bay project that 99% of Trinidad don't want, that could not be used. But this man coming and telling we that here what happening now. Because of COVID, we couldn't fix pothole. And this is what I tell you, it is only because his supporters does swallow that dotishness. That is to tell you how stupid they are. But wait, on July 12th, I posted on Facebook and I mentioned that same week something on breaking barriers. And I want to remind Trinidad and Tobago about what I posted. Take a look at this. This was posted on July 12th. Instructions have been given for funds to be released in the 2022-2023 budget for road repairs in time for local government elections. This was in July 12th. I was told by senior persons in government, July 12th, on my Facebook profile, we were informed of this, that the reason they were not fixing roads, it is because Trinidadians going to forget. So all the votes that he want in summer, you can't fix the road now. You have to fix it in October, November, December. So therefore it will be fresh in the people's memory. So that here what happening when they come around, we give all a road because all you're stupid. All you're dotish, so we paving road for all you. But all you go forget that for the last 5-6 years, all you catch all your backside on that same road. All you had all your companies and all your workers fixing road. And this is what I tell all you. I couldn't digest listening to this man for an hour. I couldn't swallow it. I was sickened to my stomach. I cannot stand hearing the man. I really can't stand it. And it is not because I hate him, because I don't harbor any hatred towards anybody. But what I felt inside was the amount of disgust, because I say this man, black man killing black man, the blood of our African brothers and sisters flowing on the ground every day. And yet it is, you have the two most incompetent persons leading the most important ministries, the top positions. Let's go to the other video, guys.
The government will do what a government could do, but this is going to be one hell of a long haul as long as you are doing what you are doing and not doing what you should be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a period of great difficulty, and sometimes mistakes are made. You heard tonight from Minister Hines. One group went to kill one man, and they fired 62 shots at the man. The only way they could have done that and would have done that is because they know that there's an unlimited supply of bullets available.
Good. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago just admitted that the reason criminals are doing what they're doing, it is because there's an unlimited supply of bullets. Imagine the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago admitting to that. What does that tell you? What does that say? How to interpret that message? How to interpret that statement? Other than this man had to be a real baby to make a statement like that. Next video, guys.
That is why the chairman of NP is a former UNC member of parliament. And that is why when the commission said that Gary Griffith was the best person for the job as commissioner of police, I take responsibility for giving him a chance. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the biggest mistake I've ever made.
Wait. Good. I want you to repeat that little piece, but what I want more is to show all the people who clapping. Because you see all the people who clapping, maybe it is they're happy with the crime statistics right now. Maybe it is they're satisfied that the murder rate has gone up by hundreds and innocent persons are right now targets. Maybe it is they're happy that their doors have to be locked. Maybe it is that 90% of the police service have no confidence in the present commissioner and the national security minister. Maybe it is they're happy with that. But I want to show the people who clap in, because these people happy with the way things going. Let's run that clip. Full screen.
And that is why when the commission said that Gary Griffith was the best person for the job as commissioner of police, I take responsibility for giving him a chance. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the biggest mistake I've ever made.
Notice what I tell you. And people will clap for that. And this is what I tell you. This is how illiterate this society is. We have rampant runaway crime. And by the way, the worst mistake I made, Dr. Rowley, was standing next to you. Right? For me to be photographed next to you. That's number one. Number 1A, the second worst mistake that I made was dipping this finger and supporting you once in 2015. That was 7 years ago. And I remember Faris calling me. I remember Colm Imbert talking to me. And I remember Franklin Khan thanking me for getting the people to support. But I will assure you that I will make amends, that the same way I got you in government, I will put my money where my mouth is, and the PNM will never see the corridors of power in history as long as I live, because I am going to make it my duty to help remove the PNM from office for the sake of my children, for the sake of my family, for the sake of this country. We don't want to see Olia in history again. Again, Kamla also fall in that category. Same thing. We don't want to see Olia gone, Dorset, Blaze Trail. Enough. Let's go to the other video, guys.
I don't expect anything from Kamla Prasad Bisesa more than the worst. So when Arnold Roberts prepares videos and try to scandalize my wife, all I could tell Arnold, I could take her home, forget one. I ain't sending nobody to kill nobody.
Come back. Withholding information is a crime. if you could make a statement, you didn't call no names, but if you could make a statement that you are sending nobody to kill nobody, or alluding to something similar to that, then essentially you have information. And if you are withholding information that could lead to the arrest of somebody, then the police commissioner should be talking to you. Because that is withholding information, as far as I'm aware. Because I'm a simpleton, I'm not bright, I don't have no doctor, I don't deal with no sedimentary, igneous and metamorphic rocks. I am just a layman. But for me, what I heard from your mouth, right? But I am a believing man. Eh? I've always said that I believe in religion strongly. And my biggest concern in this country is we are going down the road to hell. And I must compliment the Catholic Church, because I saw a video with them discussing this whole LGBTQ thing and about young people who want to change from boys to girls, and then 80% of them want to convert back. And this was a discussion on the Catholic. I watched the whole video, and I must commend the Catholic community. But in my community, it have imams whose children fall into that category, and they're afraid to discuss it. They're afraid. They cannot talk about LGBTQW. Talk about, but you know what? They got to talk about Rowley. They got to compliment Rowley. Rowley is doing nothing more or nothing less than oppressing the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And as a practicing Muslim, I cannot support oppressors. I cannot support somebody building an airport for $1 billion, which we do not need, and they just spend a set of money extending the present one. And we have children starving in this country. Every single day I get videos and I get calls from people whose families are starving. I cannot support that. And I said it last on a video that I did this week, that we need to come together as a people. And how we are going to come together is that next week I am asking people, let us start with what sustains us. What we eat. We had that sports and family day at Baraka Grounds, and we buy hot dogs, and I was ashamed. Kiss hot dog bread is about this big. The hot dog bigger than the bread now, and that is a small hot dog. A small child, that cannot satisfy a small child. Kiss has increased their prices, and their products have dropped in size. So I'm asking Trinidad and Tobago, next week, tell Kiss Company to kiss all your tail. We will put it up on a big billboard as well, right? Next week, there is a boycott of Kiss baking products throughout Trinidad and Tobago, right? All the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to come together, right? I will not be, even for my business, I will not be buying Kiss baking products this week and next week. So you will not find any Kiss baking products in my business this week and next week. I am setting the example. Right? So next week is the full week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No Kiss products. And I want us to join together, because what we're going to do now is that we are going to start to make some changes in this country. We're going to work together to see how we could get things done and how we could change the status quo. Because how often we're going to take this jamming, boy? We already have a set of donkey in government that riding our backs. And now these businesses and the banks screwing us to the wall. And we so stupid, we just taking it day after day after day. I said in my video that there was a time when men had testicular fortitude in this country. No more. You have men who are more women than anything else right now, who are afraid if they hear a noise, the wife is the one that had to run downstairs or the children, because the men are upstairs hiding and covering. This is where we have reached. Or to go on Facebook and be a keyboard warrior. This is where we have reached. The time is now 9:27, And it's impossible for me to take any calls because time is up. I would just like to thank all those of you who continue to support this program. Next week, I will have one. Oh yeah, I want you to take a look at this. Let's run this video, guys. Run it. Full screen. Wild West, you know. Broad daylight, you know, man. Wild West. This is what this country has turned into. And you have kinds, skinny in the teeth, skinny in the Java jaw. Watch. Yeah, I heard so. Broad daylight and legoing bullets, you know, man. This is where we reach. This is where we reach in Trinidad and Tobago. But we don't have a problem. But you know what is the good thing out of this video? Pull back that second video for me, guys. The second one. The last one you show. Bandits said touchy copper cable here as yet. That is the good news. The copper cables here, still intact. Bandits say reach it as yet. Don't worry. As I put it out there tonight, they're going for it. Anyway, I would like to thank you so much for continuing to support this program. Next week, I will have one space for an advertiser on this program. One space if you are interested, because honestly, we don't get spaces that often, right? So I'm just advising you by next week. If you're interested, we have approximately 400,000 plus viewers on a Wednesday, the highest viewed program on a Wednesday night. And the mileage on your products here. This is why there are companies who have been advertising with me for 10 years plus and have refused to move, like Tile Expression, for example. They refuse to move. All right, so give me a call. My number is on the screen, 684-4762. That's 684-4762. You could WhatsApp me or you could call me tomorrow accordingly. Take care, guys. God bless you. Be safe out there. And we'll be in touch. And of course, I look forward to seeing you down on Baraka Grounds this weekend. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.